I dropped a video about 2 weeks ago. Look at the shirt. And it was a video about me coming out conservative, Republican, and how I told the story on what led me to be Republican. I had to take these like 2 weeks or so to really fully process all the bullshit that I've been getting from people. I want to tell you guys something that's very passionate on my heart. I don't understand who the hell made the homosexuals of America the end all be all. The same homosexuals who glorify bullshit that's on reality TV, baddies, all of this. I've been called so many different names. I've been called stupid, coon, Uncle Tom. I've been called all kinds of bullshit from these people who lack common sense. I think that is the funniest thing ever, that there are people who seriously do not like me simply because I don't agree with their lifestyle. I don't agree with how they decided to take the whole month of June and sexualize it for all of our youth, all of our kids, all of our young adults. People like me, older people, have to see this bullshit Pride Month flag and then have to just bow down to it simply because, just like black people claim they are oppressed, these LGBT transformers are also claiming oppression. I want to talk about this whole oppression bullshit. So it is okay. Well, let me go back. Before, I said in my first video coming out conservative, I said that I was having these conversations with the LGBT, different LGBT transformers, and I wanted to just understand and get to know my own community because I'm in Alabama. I also don't associate with a lot of people, so I'm in my own little bubble. Now, tell me why in that conversation they told me that men can have children, and me being a biological man, I know that I cannot have kids. That's when I said in the video, I checked out of the conversation. I cannot subscribe to this bullshit. Somehow, me saying that has led to LGBT transformers, people who knew me, people who just know me from the goddamn internet, to say all these type of things about me. Now, mind you, I understand that I'm calling out a lot of these mental illness people as being men in wigs. I understand that. It's fair game. It's fair game on being radical. Who has the most radical words? The difference between my radical and the left's radical is that my radical makes sense, and you have to talk to them in their own language. They're just defending senseless bullshit, and they're just defending people who praise their bullshit and behind their back taking money and taking lives and opportunities just to profit. You know, people think that, oh, we have all this medical care for transformers. It's still not enough, but we are having medical care for transformers. How about this? Transformers are only getting that medical care because these doctors do not give a fuck about if you live or not. They just want that money. It's just a free money grab to them. I have gay people come on my Twitter and shit talking about, oh, your face is breaking out. If you guys go back to the video, you'll see how I had like pimples all over my face. And I still do. But if you go back through my Instagram posts where I post videos, not just face-tuned ass pictures that y'all be posting. Face be broke the fuck out. Filters be on 100%, and y'all do not care to think that people will know that it's a filter. We know that you don't look like that in real life. I'm not one to give a fuck about what people have to say or what people have to think. I mean, I'm a black gay Republican. I don't think it becomes any more fearless than me and other black people like me. But to say that I am breaking out because I know that I'm doing my people wrong, let's talk about something that you probably never heard of. Let's talk about adapalene gel. Let's talk about different gel. Let's talk about how you wouldn't know any of the shit that I'm using or the things that I'm doing in my life because I actually know how to keep some things private and in the four walls of my home. I don't need people knowing that behind closed doors I'm fucking men. I don't need people knowing that behind closed doors I support men wearing wigs, tricking on men. You know what? I don't have to get into all the bullshit that the LGBT. I don't even have to get into all the bullshit that the LGBT members are going through, and not all of them. a lot of them. I don't have to keep reinstating all of the mental illness that a lot of the LGBT people are going through. They think that coming at me in this fierce, problematic manner is going to make me want to coincide with them even more. But let's please understand that I fight fire with fire. I am a Christian. I love God. But what I'm not going to do is let some demonic beings with mental illness issues sit here and try to tell me that they're the most intelligent people on earth. There's so much education that you're missing out on. There's so much that you're lacking as far as LGBT transformer awareness. We're so oppressed. You want to know who's actually oppressed? Those women overseas who have to wear those things over their head and over their, well, not their face, maybe their face. They have to wear these hijabs, or I don't know what they're called. So I'm not also trying to be someone else that I'm not. So it's not my place to know what all of these things are called. Just like these men who are all of a sudden women, don't know shit about a menstruation, don't know shit about a period, don't know shit about ovulating, but they want to act like they know so much. So as I was saying, just like these women overseas, whether they're in Dubai or Afghanistan, I don't really know, because I'm in America and I love America and I focus on American issues. Just like those women overseas who have to wear all of these head wraps, these body wraps, all of that, they're the oppressed ones. Just like these real women in America, the biological women, which whom you, a transformer, came out of, they're the real oppressed ones. Just because you put on a wig, a makeup, and nails, and people do not want to let you walk into a women's restroom that may have little girls in it, people don't want to validate that idea for you, doesn't mean that you're oppressed. What oppression really is how LGBT people are constantly attacking women. And even at this point, people with common sense. Fuck being straight, fuck being gay, just people with common sense. Because even now, I'm off the market of being praised as some LGBT influencer, because I took that LGBT bullshit off and realized that it does not align with Christian values. It does not align with helping our little kids grow and to become doctors and lawyers. In these conversations that I mentioned in my first conservative coming out video, I mentioned how I was having these conversations with people that were educating me on LGBT politics, things like that, identity politics overall, things like that. They did not want to accept my argument on how, but don't you guys feel like there should be more to the LGBT community than a sexual fetish? Don't you guys feel like there should be more doctors, lawyers, maybe not pediatricians, because I don't want those transformers around my kids, but don't you think that you guys should aim to be something more than just on fucking Bigo, than just on TikTok live streams, than just on Facebook, than just on Zeus Network talking about a baddies, than just on Twitter shaking your bare ass, like getting sexual validation, but then getting mad at people when you're in these low vibrational moods because no one sees the best in you other than what you're projecting out in the world. Midterms, I voted for a red governor, Senate, House, all of that. I voted completely red. I posted my posts on my social medias, my Instagram and my Facebook and my Twitter. I've had people comment talking about, oh, well, I hope you feel proud that you helped ran Alabama as a state straight into the ground. First of all, I'm running Alabama into the ground because I believe that Alabama, as well as the whole entire America, should be led with God first. Should be led that should be no abortion, should be led that kids should stay in a kid's place, and LGBT issues should not be pushed onto them by their teachers, and then they do not have to come home and tell me about it because the gay agenda exists. Which, if you watch my last video, you know that I've said the gay agenda like 20 different times. I believe in it. I was once very radical, a radical homosexual, but now I'm not. I'm just a regular person. I only have to claim to be gay for the sake of making this content, but outside of this content, I don't give a fuck about telling people that I sleep with men. I don't give a fuck about telling people that I'm black, even though you can see that I'm black, but that's not a defining characteristic for me. Like, 99.9% of these homosexuals out here in America now. And the reason I pinpoint on America is because America sets the tone for the rest of the world. So if we allow this bullshit to go on in America, people all around the world are just going to follow suit. Maybe not countries like China, who allow all of this bullshit on TikTok. They allow women to be half naked. They allow kids to be half naked and say the dumbest shit. But as soon as I come on TikTok with my platform, I'm on the brink of getting banned. All because I'm calling out common sense. That's why I don't fuck with TikTok no more. And I understand now why people like Candace Owens talk against TikTok, because they will let Americans perpetuate these stupid ideas on our youth and on our entire American nation, knowing good and well they would not let a man in a wig have influence over in China. The same way with Africa and all these different places. It is a problem when Americans evoke freedom of speech to simply say what's right and what's wrong. But we have people in Canada, I mean, not Canada, we have people in Africa and people in China and Russia who are not playing around with this bullshit. And you can see how, example, for China, they're focused on economy, not social issues. Why don't people understand that's all I'm preaching? Economy and not social issues. Economy mixed with God, not social issues. Men who wear wigs should not be able to go into a women's restroom. I don't care how people try to twist that. It's common sense. Just because you are a woman and who got a buzz cut does not mean that you can magically say that men can have babies, because men cannot have babies. I have a thing. I cannot have babies. Why am I getting chastised on the internet for a common fucking sense? Because I'm not choosing to protect people with mental illness, these mental transformer issues. One day I'm a girl, one day I'm a boy. One day I'm a boy, next day I'm a it. Next day I'm a it, next day I'm a dragoon. Like, it's common sense. Straight women and straight men, and at this point, every fucking body, including me as a gay person, we have to sit here and endure all of this bullshit from the gay agenda, these radical LGBT transformer homosexuals, on how LGBT issues need to be taught in school. We need gay characters on these cartoons because kids need to know that it is okay for another man to be with a man. They're now trying to say that babies now know what their gender is before they even come out into the world. They know what their gender is in the womb. Okay, if they know what their gender is in the womb, then why are we so pressed on forcing them to? Why are we seeking validation from little 5-year-old kids to affirm that if they see a man in a wig, they must be taught home training to say that it is a woman? No, I will not teach my kids that bullshit. And if I come into that situation where a transformer wants to oppress my child into believing that I'm so tired of having to say this same common sense that men cannot have kids. Just because you are a woman and you get a buzz cut and you get slashes in your eyebrows and you get a sleeve of tattoos does not mean that magically we're going to defy science and say that men can have kids. Just because a man shaves his beard, in a lot of cases they don't even care about shaving no more. They don't even care about the aesthetic. But let's get into it. Just because a man sits here and has the aesthetic of passing as a woman does not mean that you're a woman. There's a study that shows that just because you get surgery, you get your titties chopped off, you get your penis cut, you're still going to be at a high rate of suicide because you're still not complete. Want to know why? It is a mental illness, and you need to get some conversion therapy. You need to go to a church and pray to your pastor. You need to get around your Christian family and tell them that I'm open to common sense now. I tried to do it my way. I need another way to do this life thing because my way is still causing me hurt, confusion, and I'm not getting anywhere. I'm still only being fetishized for sex. I still only can make OnlyFans content, which now now I have to drop it from $3.99 to 99 cents so I can remain a top 1% creator. I still have to snatch all of these DL men, which I don't understand where all these DL men are coming from. I don't think that DL men are actually real. I think that people are just trying to force their gay agenda on men, straight men in particular, to accept some fantasy idea that just because it's an aesthetic of a woman means that it is a woman. I've heard LGBT people tell me that you can still be straight if you lay with a transformer, but you're completely gay if you lay with a man. It's so confusing. It's so weird having to dumb down my intelligence to make sense of this. You're straight if you lay with a chick with a dick. You're still a straight man, but you're a gay man if you lay with a man without a wig and a dick. You're gay then, but you're straight if you have the aesthetic of... I have a key important role in helping shape America into being a great nation again, not letting people like the Democrats run it around and run it into the ground into some fantasy Hollywood experience for the whole entire world to watch us and be like, yeah, those people in America, they have completely lost their bullshit. Younger people are starting to realize voting for Democrats means that I have to sign up for Hollywood. I have to sign up for men using restrooms with my daughter. I have to sign up for CPS coming at my door because I simply don't want to affirm the fact that my daughter says she wants to chop her titties off at 12 and become a man. Maybe that's why younger people aren't signing up for the Democratic BS anymore. To the people who think that I've ran Alabama into the ground, even though KIV got over 1 million votes, anywho, I want to say that you would not want to see the day that I run for governor of Alabama or I run for president of the United States, because one of the main things I will do is ban Pride Month. And even if I can't ban Pride Month as a governor in Alabama, then I'm going to go for president of the United States and I'm going to ban Pride Month. Because why are we pushing fetishes on the whole entire world? No one gives a fuck that you like to suck a dick at night. And with a lot of you homosexuals who are very trifling, you guys like to do it during the day in the backseat of a car behind someone's building when they're closed or on lunch break. This is my second video for my new series, Woke and Broke Conservative Commentary with Ronvuggotta. And if you don't fuck with me, fine. You're going to end up losing in life anyway. I'm not stuck over no losers. And if you agree with me, then support my content, subscribe, share. If you're on TikTok, then find me on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, because I will not be supporting TikTok. They have taken down, I think, 5 of my videos and say that it's because I'm speaking harshly against protected attributes, which I don't understand how saying common sense towards people who have a mental illness is a protected attribute. If we're going to protect attributes, then I'm a gay person. Shouldn't I be protected to say what I want to say against my own protected attributes? There's some disillusion on freedom of speech here. Nonetheless, I love you guys. One nation under God. Trump has also announced, if you haven't been under a rock, Trump has also announced that he will be running for president. As you can see by my shirt, I will be voting for Trump. I love you guys. One nation under God. And if you got a whole bunch of bullshit to say about me, please go find the God.